Welcome to the Automated Daily, Space News Edition. The podcast created by generative AI. Today is August 1st, 2026, and we begin with a striking lunar discovery. Scientists think moonquakes may help reveal hidden ice near the moon's south pole. From there, we'll move through black holes, gravitational waves, telescope milestones, NASA infrastructure updates, and a fast-paced launch from Vandenberg. This episode is brought to you by 11 Labs. 11 Labs lets you discover the future of AI audio with cutting-edge voice technology. Find the link in the episode notes. First up, the moon. A new study suggests that seismic waves from moonquakes could reveal buried ice near the lunar south pole. If future missions can place seismometers in the right locations, they may be able to map valuable water reserves below the surface, which would be a major advantage for Artemis-era exploration and any long-term human presence on the moon. NASA is also working on the human side of lunar exploration. Artemis moonsuits are being tested underwater in the Neutral Buoyancy Laboratory, where astronauts and engineers can practice movement, tool handling, and surface-style operations in a controlled environment. It is a good reminder that future lunar missions depend as much on preparation and training as they do on rockets and landers. Another moon-related update comes from mission planning. A recent analysis of the proposed PROMISE concept, which would send a repurposed Mars rover to the moon, estimates the cost at roughly $723 million to $1.33 billion. The takeaway is simple. Even when engineers try to reuse proven hardware, adapting a rover for a different world is still a major undertaking. Out in deep space, astronomers have identified what looks like a rare wandering supermassive black hole. They found it through a tidal disruption event, a bright flare created when a star is torn apart by a black hole's gravity. What makes this case so unusual is that the event happened about 30,000 light-years from the center of its host galaxy, making it some of the strongest visible light evidence yet that giant black holes can drift through galactic outskirts. Gravitational wave astronomy is having a big day too. Researchers released the largest catalog of detections so far, adding 161 new black hole mergers. That means scientists now have a much richer archive of space-time ripples to study, helping them move from isolated discoveries to population-level questions about how black holes form, grow, pair up, and collide. NASA's next major observatory is also getting close to flight. The Nancy Grace Roman Space Telescope has now been fueled ahead of its planned late August launch. Roman is designed to scan huge areas of the sky, giving astronomers powerful new data for studying dark energy, galaxy evolution, and exoplanets on a scale that complements missions like Hubble and Webb. Speaking of Webb, the James Webb Space Telescope just marked its 4th science anniversary. In only a few years, it has become one of the most productive astronomy missions ever, delivering major results on the early universe, star formation, and the chemistry of distant worlds. The milestone is a useful reminder that flagship observatories often become even more valuable as their archives and long-term observing programs grow. NASA also announced 2 updates that matter behind the scenes. The agency has opened a new flight dynamics research facility in Virginia, strengthening work on the navigation and trajectory analysis that keeps space missions on course. At the same time, NASA finalized coverage plans for an upcoming total solar eclipse, showing how the agency continues to pair technical mission support with large-scale public science outreach. Finally, in Earth orbit, SpaceX launched the Starlink 1752 mission from Vandenberg Space Force Base aboard a Falcon 9. The flight added more satellites to the growing constellation and marked the base's 52nd supported launch of 2026. That pace says a lot about how rapidly orbital infrastructure is expanding and how central launch operations have become to both commercial and national space activity. Thanks to our sponsor, SurveyMonkey. Don't just know what happened, know why. SurveyMonkey can help you unlock insights by combining feedback with operational data to get vital context. Find the link in the episode notes. That's it for today's Space News Edition. From moonquakes and hidden ice to roaming black holes, new observatory milestones, and another busy launch, space activity remains as varied as ever. Thanks for listening to The Automated Daily.